over the fact that we never got to see any of the original gang get married, and so we don't know, but I think that's what Sokka would do at his wedding. Just stay alive, that would be enough.
Whoa, the bar is so much lower than I ever imagined.
Do you think I have time for this?
Yes, you have time for this.
No, I don't.
If I was in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'd be a non-bender. Even in a world where people can manipulate the elements at will, I probably still couldn't do anything cool. Heck, even in my dreams, when I can allow myself to do anything, I can't even fly. With wings! My friends would have no problems being benders, though. Throwing rocks and fire and heck, even water. I'd be the most useless non-bender there ever was. No asset to the team. Even Sokka was the battle strategist, the swordsman, the funny guy. Suki was the kick-butt Kyoshi warrior who would never take no for an answer. And Asami was the beautiful genius with combat skills to match. But me? Got nothing going for me. I mean, I have 53 cents to my name and a clumsy streak to match it. I mean, I guess I could bring the snacks? Or not.
Even makes sense, put the rollie on my wrist, but ain't no time.
He just wanna with me cause I'm the one. He got all the drugs and I got all the guns.
It's a long, long way to Ba Sing Se, but the girls in the city, they look so pretty and they kiss so sweet that you really have to meet the girls of Ba Sing.
These are my minions. I don't know their names. I don't want to know their names. They are known as
Chanel number 2.
Chanel number 3.
Chanel number 5.
I'm Chanel number 1, obvi.
I don't know. So tough. What are your goals in life? Tough. I've been banned from every major city's transportation system except Amashu. I don't know what their limit is, but I will fucking find it. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a good show because one of the most important steps on the antagonistic prince's journey to redemption is having to work retail. Zuko, I'll keep all my emotions right here, and then one day, I'll die. Zuko really thought the Avatar was 100 years old, and he was still fully prepared to fucking kidnap him. Imagine if that had actually gone down like Zuko thought it would. You're a fully realized Avatar, and you... hiding out for over a century, and all of a sudden you get approached by this 13-year-old kid who's like, "What's good? I've got no depth perception and I'm ready to fight God." And I can explain. I'm almost 13 and I still can't bend earth. 13? I'm 16 and I still can't even bend air. You guys can bend?
This message is for Julie and Julie only. If you're not Julie, keep scrolling. Julie! Do the thing!
Like seriously, all the different kinds of bending we get to see on display in these fights and all the different powerful benders we get to see easily make this season the best in terms of action. Also, I really like the story in this season. Zahir and the Red Lotus present an imminent threat that makes for a great source of rising tension throughout the story in the season. I was a fan of the introduction of the new airbenders. I wasn't a fan of giving Boomy airbending though, because I feel like he was more interesting when he was just a non-bender. That said, I do like characters like Kai, and I love the scene where Jinora gets her tattoos because she looks so much like Aang, and plus it's a really well done scene with great music and a lot of emotion behind it. I like that we get to learn more about the Beifongs, especially with the introduction of Suyin and her family. We get to learn more about Lin. And Mako and Bolin are good as usual. Each of them gets, you know, their moments, like when Mako electrocutes Binghua or when Bolin lava bends. And overall, I thought this season was fucking great, so I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Fuck. No.
Dang, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but we're back. And today we're gonna talk about the most underrated characters in The Legend of Korra. Let's go. First up, we got Senna. I hate that we didn't get to see a lot of her. Even in book 2, where the story took place almost entirely in the Southern Water Tribe, we barely got to see her. And apparently she's a waterbender. She could have been doing all kinds of work. Do you know how cool it would have been if we saw her, Tonraq, and Korra fighting as a family? Very much giving me Naruto, Kushina, and Minato vibes. I hope we get to see more of her in future Korra comics. I really do. I love her. Next up, we got my girl Kaya. What more can I say? She's very underrated in my opinion. And she didn't get a lot of screen time. But with the screen time that she did have, she made the most of it. Y'all saw how she basically bodied Zahir when she grabbed him and slammed him into the ground. That scene alone is what made me realize that I like women. Finally, we got Naga. So we're just gonna ignore how Naga carried the show on her back, literally and figuratively. And she had to deal with a lot of Korra shenanigans as a kid. Honestly, she deserves a reward on her own. Naga, I love you so much. Yes, I can. So there's Bolin right there. This is what he was originally supposed to look like. Actually, this is what Toph was supposed to look like at first, but then they used the old design for Bolin. Here's some more of the better brother. Some more of him right here. And there he is in his pro-bending uniform. There's even more. Him in his disguise. Little animation where Eska is just like, yeah, you're gonna be my husband. There's him in this little getup right here. Honestly, that looks kind of dope. There goes Nuktuk, hero of the South. Here's this little thing. I forgot what these were called. Baby Bolin, looking just like his daddy. Bolin hiding Pabu in his shirt. There he is in the Kuvira uniform. Dirty Bolin, him lava bending. He's here a lot, so I can't show them all. Sorry.
Korra is an impatient, impulsive, bratty teenager in the first season, but as the series progresses, she changes drastically and is almost unrecognizable by the end, and many people don't bother to acknowledge this. In fact, just to prove that she's changed, let's compare Season 4 Korra to Season 1 Korra. Season 1 Korra would never have been able to do the things that she does later in the series because her mindset would not have been prepared to deal with any of it. When Korra defeats Kuvira and lets her live at the end of the series, she is showing great compassion and understanding of others that she learned along the way. If Season 1 Korra were in this situation, she would have beat the fucking shit out of her. If Korra didn't change at all throughout the series, then why did the former happen but the latter didn't? It's because she grew as a character, and that's kind of the fucking point.
Fighting is something the old me would do, but that always made things worse. Let me talk with Kuvira.
Sure. You already know I have to show one of the best Legend of Korra characters in the world. Here's a little bit with her and Tenzin. It's an illustration that Brian did when episode 10 was airing. Here's like a tiny little drawing, and then there's her like right there, looking disgruntled as always. We got ourselves some young Lin right here. Even her without the scar, or before the scar actually. And her in her police uniform. And here's the animation for how she got her scars. Look at that. Look at that. You already knew what was about to happen. And there's a little bit of Lin right there. And then this masterpiece at the very end of the 4th book.
Here is why I think combustion bending is literally the worst style of bending in all of Avatar The Last Airbender. Let's go. All these fools can do is blow stuff up with their mind. Outside of combat, there is no practical use for their bending style at all. Also, their bending has the biggest crutch. All you have to do is dink this man in the head one time, and he's done for bending for like an hour. Lastly, they always end up killing themselves with their own power. What other style of bending does that? We've seen 2 combustion benders, and both of them have killed themselves. They're 2 for 2. Stupid.
Which Legend of Korra character? Spooky Party Edition. This character is hosting the party. Oh. This character is in charge of the drinks. Yes. Oh, yes, you agree. This character uses the party as an excuse to wear the most provocative costume. Milo! This character's costume is a sheet with 2 holes cut out for eyes, and that's it. Score it, honey. This character is surprisingly really good at special effects makeup. Yeah, she's very smart. She could probably pick it up. This character spiked the punch bowl. Don't do that. Of course you fucking did. You poisoned people. This character is making out in a corner somewhere. Please don't be... Please.
I was actually just talking about this, and it makes zero sense how people love Toph but dislike Korra. Toph and Korra share a lot of the same traits. They were both sheltered, they're arrogant, stubborn, reckless. They both take a really deep pride in their bending, and there are probably more similarities that I just haven't pointed out yet. So it made me wonder, why don't people hate Toph if they hate Korra for these same things? And I've come to the conclusion that it might be because Toph is blind. I don't think people would like Toph if she could also see with her eyes. Pretty sure they would say she's overpowered and call her like a Mary Sue. I could be wrong now, but I don't think so. Also, it's completely fine if Korra isn't your cup of tea. Aang isn't my cup of tea. I personally prefer Korra because I find her more relatable. But it's not okay to hate Korra for the same reason you love similar characters.
When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway, like the lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more.
Please, I can't live like this anymore. Then leave.
Peace out.
Hey, Club Godzilla, I ain't tricking, I'm just taking bitches down.
Someone in my comments the other day was just going in on Korra, and they said something that set off a light bulb in my head. They said something along the lines of, it's really annoying how if something doesn't come easily to her immediately, she gets really frustrated and gives up. And I was like, oh my god, she's a gifted kid. Korra is a gifted kid going through gifted kid burnout. I mean, think about it. She's told her whole life how gifted and talented she is. So no wonder when she has to do with airbending and spirituality, she gets frustrated and wants to give up because almost everything else comes easily to her. As a former gifted kid myself, I understand her mentality and thought process. But I can also understand if you didn't grow up in that environment or with that mentality, why you wouldn't understand Korra's behavior.
When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway, like the lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more.
TV show news. Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, the creators of the show, are no longer involved with the live-action adaptation at Netflix. They said that Netflix lied to them about respecting their vision for the show, and that even if the show is good, that adaptation is not what they wanted.
Put down the phone, get off the social media apps, and do your work. That's an order.
Dance like a god. Dance like a god. Dance like a god.